Who'd want to leave the planet after watching a movie like Gravity, he asked, when space exploration was shown in such a way. This has since become a refrain for Teal. We should be more ambitious about solving world problems, he continued. Where had our ambition gone? Technologists, he argued, were a counterculture in today's society, simply for championing the future. Sitting before a crowd of 22,000 prosperous tech nerds, gawking in admiration, this seemed like a stretch to me. But Teal doubled down on his vision of Valley techies as 21st century punk rockers. Not only were they underrepresented in government, he argued, the government was actually trying to curtail progress, regulating technologies it doesn't understand. Politics, and the ignorance of politicians, was holding us back. Then Daniel asked, Do you really have the right as the technologist to determine and say we're going to change the world? These questions of rights are always very tricky, Teal answered, head tilted to one side in thought. You can always flip it around and say what gives the people in Washington, D.C. the right to stop medical inventions that could save many people's lives. What gives people the right to stop technology in one form or another? I squirmed. Daniel seemed to squirm too. Teal continued, It's not as though we're living in a perfect world. We're living in a world in which there are enormous problems, where there are many things that are incredibly screwed up. And so I think it is imperative on us to try to fix these problems as quickly as possible. And sometimes that means not asking for permission, but really asking for forgiveness later. As I considered Teal's statement in the frenetic years since, it has come to epitomize a distinct attitude developing in the Valley about its role in the world, one characterized by an increasingly nonchalant regard for effecting seismic, irreversible change with an air of distant sociopathic paternalism, especially for those left behind by this relentless drive for progress. Amid the high-flying urban millennials using on-demand driverless flying cars, after all, countless workers will lose jobs from automation. Fast food workers will be replaced by machines. Airlines have already replaced ticket stewards and suitcase labelers with machines. In singular, distinct entities, these are all logical efficiencies. But taken together, they represent enormous, painful change for a huge swathe of the population, and that change is casually being rationalized by Silicon Valley billionaires as progress. But is this the progress we want? And do we even realize how fast it is happening, and how irreversibly? Are we comfortable with Silicon Valley defining the future? I should be clear that when I refer to Silicon Valley, I'm talking specifically about the group of businesses that have come to embody the culture and industry of digital technology. In other words, Facebook, Amazon, Uber, Google, Apple, Snapchat, and Tesla. The most ambitious and powerful tech companies the world has seen that are attempting to shape our future. Some of them have even been given their own acronym, GAFA. Google, Apple, Facebook, and Amazon. Not all of them are from Silicon Valley geographically, but collectively, this group of businesses has come to embody similar power, influence, and values. Since the resurgence of Apple, tech companies have not only become mass market, they have become globally monumental, region-transcending brands in sync with a powerful new generation of millennial consumers who have incorporated digital socializing, mobile use, and the internet into every facet of their lives. In the past 20 years, the power and influence of Silicon Valley's giants has increased rapidly, supplanting many traditional industries like automobiles and energy, not to mention retail, entertainment, communication, and tourism. Walmart launched in 1962, Unilever launched in 1929, Nestlé launched in 1905. My employer, J. Walter Thompson, a multinational advertising agency, launched in 1864 and took decades to become global. These traditional companies are now grappling